Yo, check what they do. It's your homie to make badass. I'm back for another video. And listen, I bought some more expensive stuff. I think I figured it out. So I'm gonna try to do it like like video reactions. I be all over YouTube. I seen all types of videos, and I'm trying to do things as I see them or as I might understand it. So let's try this reaction. Once again, my name Mac. Follow me on IG at I am MacTheDJ. Follow me on YouTube. Don't follow me on Facebook because I'm gonna block you. That's where all the like regular stuff. Got my government on it. I can't have y'all spying on me. I got ex coworkers on Facebook, but Instagram, I don't snap, but I'm on Snapchat. I'll watch you. I am some. So yeah, whatever. Here we go. But the video today in question, we talking about student loans. You might have them. I definitely have had them. I've paid a lot of mine off, but I still got like a little bit left. So it's still a topic of discussion, but it's something that I speak about all the time. People, whenever I see legits go to school or like little kids turn 17 or 18, they always want some type of advice of what to do in life. What should I do next? My one rule to any kid that call me uncle, cousin, whatever, is no student loans. Like I'm not asking much of you, bro. You want to go get drunk? You want to pledge Kappa or something? Hey, do you? But I got one rule. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me up a big cuz. One rule: no student loans. Today's video coming from Abba and Preach. They from Canada. One's Haitian. I think one's something else. A little black. Something else maybe. I don't know. I watch a lot of their content, and listen, I don't know how this like copyright thing works. So like, if y'all flag me, like just write me an email first, and I like take it down. Like, don't flag me, cause I already don't got that many viewers. So like, chill. But let's get to the video.
I know you weren't expecting.
Bro, he always got that laugh, bro. He laughed through most of the videos. He gonna laugh and speak French or Creole. I don't know which one it is because I really don't know the words.
You know that, right? That was a pretty long topic.
Hey, bro's fro is tremendous. That boy got that curl. That boy got that curl juice in the fro. I can grow my fro back, man. Shit.
I ain't mad at it.
There's something I've been thinking about for a long time. I remember writing about this like 6 years ago.
Why?
I'm 30 now, and a lot of my university.
And that boy say, why?
A lot of my friends from high school who went to university, they're still paying off their debt and struggling with it.
Absolutely.
Student debt. And the worst part is most of them don't work in any fields related to the major that they took.
That is correct.
So Buddy say that a lot of his friends went to university, which is what people across the pond or not from America call college. And he said that a lot of them do not work in the fields that they studied, which is weird, right? Because I was blessed to actually do that. You know what I mean? I majored in management of information systems at the University of Central Florida. And I was blessed enough to actually work for a company that was within walking distance. And they specifically look for management of information systems from the University of Central Florida. It was the weirdest thing ever. And there's only like 30 of us. It wasn't like a huge graduating class, like 30 of us. They had us sign a contract. They actually got rid of the program. That's how little students actually took that program. But by the grace of God, they was like, this is all we hire. So your boy had a job like 4 months without having a job. But for everybody else, that might be the case. I don't know. I don't listen, but I say like this. My partner went to school for marketing. He like a manager somewhere. He managed stuff. So yeah.
Now, a lot of you at home are going to say, should have chosen a better major.
Bro, people pick horrible college majors. Bro, how many times, just because you play football don't mean you got to major in sports management. It can only be so many sports managers. Just because you listen to the radio don't mean you need to major in communications. Matter of fact, bro, you don't even got to go to school to do communications. Just because you like reading books do not mean you should major in creative writing. Bro, you should not be paying that much money to learn how to write better than you probably already know how to write. This Florida. If we can't do anything in Florida, we can write. A lot of people major. If you ain't an engineer, you ain't a nurse, doctor. I'm not even going to put lawyers in there because there's so many lawyers. If you are not something where your professional license requires for you to go to someone's college, don't go.
And I think we all agree, a lot of people pick stupid majors, whatever.
But you're 18. What do you expect?
That's the thing. That's the thing. You're 18. In a lot of places, you're not even legal enough to drink. Because they're like, you can't handle the toxic effects. But you're sensible enough to make a decision to take on $50,000 worth of debt.
That's a fact. There's no other place or way that someone 18 can just go and get a loan that they don't have to think about for however many years. So I agree there. The only thing that I kind of, I guess, disagree that people never agree with me is that we act like 18 is this young age. Like it may be young in the sense of you have not seen money to know money. So, maybe that's the predatory. But I wish at some point in America we got to a point where we told 18-year-olds they were more than just 18-year-olds. Because at 18, you growing the shit, man. You can do some things. I mean, I was off the porch at 18. I packed my bags and thought I wasn't never coming back home. I was like, my daddy didn't come to orientation. He, I don't know. I just felt like I had it, which I did. I did pretty well. So, I mean, I just feel like sometimes we baby kids and extend childhood at 18, man. You could do way more. I got a partner who bought a house at 19. Come on, like you somebody at 18.
A down payment for a really nice house in a lot of places. Like I'm confused.
My down payment for my condo was not that much.
Ain't that right? Ain't it crazy?
That's that laugh. That laugh is hilarious.
Nah, bro. That down payment for the
and then add the interest.
The down payment.
Hold up. Part those hands and just talk to me calmly.
For the condo.
Yeah. All right.
Was not that much.
And it's frightening because it's not even just a thing of like people making wrong choices or they're too young. It's also like societal pressure. The pressure you have coming out of high school to go to university and to pick something and to do it is wild.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. People just be like, "Oh, you 18, just go. Go where? Just take out debt and go to college." For what? Like, who came up with the rule that you had to go to college to be successful in life when there's so many other things you can do besides go to college?
Everyone's pushing you. Your guidance counselors are pushing you. Your parents are pushing you. Your friends in society are telling you that's the next logical step. So a lot of people just go through with it thinking, all right. And most of them were like, I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm gonna choose psychology because I like
that goddamn psychology major. Nobody became a psychologist.
How people think or whatever. And then they all...
Now I'll say this. Society is a big pusher of the college system. But the one thing that I noted being from Kansas City, Florida, right, is that more women went to college like that. Because a lot of dudes, when I would run into them or like when I came back from playing football, they were just like working regular jobs. They were working warehouse jobs or they were trying to figure something out or whatever. Like even my best friend was like, I was supposed to go to Bethune, but they taxed me too much money, so I'm back home. I'm like, damn. Like a lot of, in my opinion, from what I saw, a lot of men or young men, as we were at that time, were way more self-conscious with the money that they were going to have to spend on education than the women were. That's something that I noticed. Don't flag me.
About right. I saw some crazy numbers, man. Let me see if I can pull this up. You ready for this? 70% of finance majors regret their choice.
Of course.
71% of physics majors wish they could go back in time. 71% of social worker majors said they regretted their area of studies. And the sources are payscale and cron.com. I'll put a link in the description below so you can see. That was the case for a lot of the people that I knew around me. And 1/3 of university students end up switching majors at some point. Now, again, I'll bet that's not always linked to you regretting your choice.
That's a fact. I came in a computer science major. I didn't change the information technology, and I didn't graduate with management of information systems. So that's like, and the only reason why I changed because computer science is hard, man. At UCF, it's an engineering degree. I'm not. Listen, you got to take physics 5 with calculus 7. Yeah, it wasn't for me.
Whatever, but And this is how not only does high school fail you, but it also is complicit in this. And the crazy thing is that schools are incentivized by how many students they send off to university. So it's in their best interest not to teach you skills to be an independent adult, because they just want to funnel you down there. My guidance counselor pushed me towards that, even though I didn't want to go. I remember going to orientation day and I just sat in class and I fell asleep. And I was like, nigga, if I'm falling asleep on orientation, I was knocked out. I'm like, I can't make it. So I said, I'm not doing it. And I remember everyone looking at me like I was crazy. And I was like, y'all do your thing, I'll do my thing with this. But that's how school is complicit in failing. And then there's the government. I mean, the government made student loans
the goddamn government.
File bankruptcy and get rid of them. It's like one of the few loans in life where there's no way to get out of it. It's going to follow you forever.
Right. So I don't know how true this is, but I remember I read an article or something like that at some point in time. So what ended up happening, it was a point in time where you actually could file bankruptcy on student loans. But what happened was a shitload of lawyers went to expensive ass law school and then used their law school degree to file bankruptcy after they went to law school, so they won't have to pay their loans back. And then after that, that's when they made this whole, you can't go to court and file bankruptcy for your student loan. So thank the lawyers.
So
I don't know how true that is. This is what I heard.
Have given this
or read. I don't know.
Loan, right? They'll forgive debts of bankers. They'll forgive debts of a whole bunch of people when they file bankruptcy. But
Donald Trump filed bankruptcy.
When 18-year-old who
like 1 billion times
does this just coming out of his mom's basement, apparently that loan cannot be forgiven.
Bro, ain't no basements in Florida. I ain't come out the basement. Stop trying me.
Forgave people that fraud in the government, but they're not gonna forgive. You know what I mean,
bro?
People that sold a whole bunch of money in the government, they forgave them. But not 18-year-olds that don't know what to do with life. Like, these people knew exactly what the hell they was doing.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it's just a perpetual system. That's why, like, I remember, so at the University of Central Florida, if you go to the School of Business, they have a class that you have to take in order to graduate. It's called Capstone. So you come in, it's called Cornerstone. When you graduate, it's called Capstone. And, you know, I'm in a fraternity. And I met one of my professors for Capstone. It was his first time being a teacher. I don't know how that works. But he was in another fraternity, so me and him just started chopping it up. I'm just like, you know, what made you want to get into education? And he was like, oh, it's so many words. He basically said it's easy and it's guaranteed. Like, there's always going to be students coming here paying however much money to be here, and I'm always going to have a job. So many words.
It really is a shameful system that's in place. And I think people have been so used to it for so long, they're just like, can just embrace it. But it's not because we've had it for so long that it's a good thing. And for certainly how
it really hasn't been that long. Listen, my father went to college. My daddy went to college, and I was born in 80. I don't know. My daddy went to college like 80. I don't know, in the early 80s, I think, or something like that. And he always tell me how he worked a part-time job. My dad did part-time security and made straight A's. And from his part-time security job, he had enough money to pay for, maybe not tuition, but he had his own apartment and he had a car. My daddy had an Oldsmobile, box Oldsmobile, and had an apartment in Miami, Florida, off of a security job. When he ain't had to do that, he just sat in the car for 8 hours, a couple days a week. Gee. So it ain't even been forever. Like, this is almost, I mean, I don't know the numbers, but this is like a recent thing. This is like a my generation thing.
I'm going to raise my children. There's no way I want to just funnel them through to university or pay for their education or encourage them to go unless they really know what they want to do. And if they don't, there's nothing wrong with waiting. We tell young people they have to have their together and they have to know where they want to go. Bro, I didn't know what I wanted to do till I was 25. And most people don't. Most people, if they think they do or they're pretending, they end up realizing later on that they're in a dead-end job that they never want to do, but because it's linked to their major.
And then what happens?
Man, shit, I got a nephew. My nephew like 22, 23, something like that. And everybody always getting on him like, hey man, you need to do something like this, do something like that. I never talk to him about nothing. I'm like, bro, you is young. I mean, maybe not now, but like, I'm like, bro, you is young. You have all the time in the world to figure out what it is you want to do. I'm old. And hey, listen, I gotta make something shake. You is young. Figure it out. Don't let nobody pressure you into making like you gotta be that guy right now, bro. Hey, take your time. Hey, as long as you don't listen, these are my rules to kids. As long as you don't owe nobody or you don't have no kids, you got time. You don't owe nobody. You don't have no kids. You got time. That's freedom. Like, whatever.
You get burnout. Then after that, you get all that. You know what? It's a fucking cycle. It's a cycle.
It's sad.
You
man.
get burnout. You get all of this depression and everything and stuff because of one thing that was pressured to you. And you think it's normal because it's just all around you and it's just normal. Everything and everyone is being pressured. You're being pressured, but then again, it happens.
Right.
Boom, this happens, and you just feel bad about yourself.
Yep.
But that's what it is. They groom you into thinking that. There's no point of learning everything that I learned, learning all the things that I learned in math if I'm not going to become a mathematician or I'm not going to work for NASA or whatever.
Yeah.
And you should go in that field and experiment that.
Yeah, crazy fact. I actually went to school with a young lady who was way into math, and she ended up actually going to college for math. Like, who does that? She be playing like with Rubik's cubes. Like, who does that?
When you get there, when you get to that field, you understand what I'm saying?
High school does not prepare you for adulthood or outside of anything outside of passing exams for university. None of the
Facts. Make sure I got down worker. Facts.
skill set.
If I had the bomb out, you lucky I don't know these sound pads right, because I forgot because I got a new MacBook. I would have dropped the bomb in the
Or most skill sets that I learned in high school were not applicable to my adult life once I left school.
I know what
So they pretty much are just funneling me down a thing where I can pass a university exam.
where you can pay. They're grooming you to be able to pay later on, but not grooming you for life.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be able to know what Pythagoras is and what pi stands for,
Pythagorean.
3.1413, whatever. Why do I know this? But I had to learn how to balance my taxes. Thank God my mom was working in finance. I had to, like, my mom took my hand and be like, okay, we gonna do your taxes. And I'm like, don't, aren't you the one that's gonna do your tax? No, you need to learn that. But I was privileged to have a mom that took my hand and worked in that field.
Yep.
But they groom you to go to CJEP, to go to college, to go to university, to pay up, but not groom you for life.
Bro, you have to pay, as an adult, you gotta pay taxes every year. And nobody taught you how to pay taxes. But you have to pay. Fam, I literally did not file taxes until I think my first time filing taxes, I was like 24. I had no clue what I was doing. No clue, fam. But you have to. That's crazy.
Yep.
You can't balance your taxes. You don't know law. I remember I had to go to my 5th grade of high school, and I had to choose a class, a complimentary class, and I was starting to look like a man.
But hey, he getting riled up for real.
And pull over by the police. So I took a law class, and after I got out of that law class, I realized everybody should take that class. This shouldn't be something that you pick and choose. You should know about law. You should know about money. You should know about credit. You should know about food. You should know about all that. But no. How to calculate one side of a triangle.
Facts.
Never have I used that shit.
Yeah.
Facts. This is my last antidote. You know, we'll end it here. You know what I mean? If you want to watch the rest of their video, I'll put the link in the description box. But to piggyback off of what he was saying about learning practical things, once again, y'all know I went to UCF, and I remember UCF offered a personal finance class as an elective, so you didn't have to take it. But I took it, and everybody on campus was trying to take us one class in the auditorium, so maybe like 60 to 100 students could take it at a time. They only offered it once per semester, so I actually ended up taking it during the summer. Since it wasn't, I don't know how I got in there. I just know I got in there during the summer, and that's when we learned a lot about money. And the one thing I take away from that course is on time value of money. The longer you hold money, the less its value will be in the future. And like, I still have my personal finance calculator somewhere, the time value of money. I remember that. And we learned a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't really reiterate, but I just remember the energy, how everybody was so excited to take this class. It was like a thing that just went around campus, like, yo, you gotta take that personal finance class. You gotta take that personal finance class. And you know, I had the chance to take it. So yeah, learning practical things, I think if it's presented to us as an option, would definitely be something you see kids taking instead of going, I guess, the college route. Just simple life skills should definitely be implemented in the high school. But at the same time, you gotta remember your parents are your first teachers. So even when you heard what he was saying, he was like, yo, my mama taught me taxes. Yeah, your mother. You know, so I guess we gotta start looking more inside the home, because it does seem like the government and the higher levels of education are not necessarily going to do it for us, although that is supposed to be what they're for. But as we've seen through this discussion, you know, they're really here to create workers. They're not really here to actually educate, right? So yeah, man. Sorry to everybody that has student loans. I paid a lot of mine off. Everybody ain't as fortunate as me. We'll see what Biden do. He slash a little bit, give us a little discount rate. I don't know. But yeah, keep following my channel. I appreciate y'all for listening to me, dog, for real. I don't know if y'all like me like that, but I appreciate y'all. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed day.